All right, hello everybody. You can tell I'm not in my normal office. I am in my cinema, and I was putting together just a regular shoot this morning when the Wheel of Time trailer dropped. So I thought, well, everything's set up, might as well do it in here. A trailer reaction video, get it out to you to see what I think. Now, I haven't talked about Wheel of Time a ton on my channel. Part of the reason is I read them before I started this channel, so it's just not fresh on my mind. But I have read this about 1.75 times, Wheel of Time that is. I read it up until Night of Knives when I was in middle school and high school. Loved it, thought it was incredible. It blew my mind, and it really sort of introduced me to the larger world of sci-fi and fantasy outside of Lord of the Rings, which I think it did for a lot of people. It coupled with Aragon, which I've also talked about. And then when I was in graduate school, the series was over. I had more time. I came back to it and decided to restart, and again read them all the way to Memory of Light, the very last book. So I've read Wheel of Time, and it's been quite influential on me. It doesn't sit at the very top echelon on my top ever. It's sort of in the mid-level. It's sort of not soured, but I've read other series that have enthralled me and captured my attention more. Obviously Malazan, but even things like His Dark Materials, a couple other things just like have drawn me in a little more. All that said, I love Wheel of Time, and what I'm really excited about and looking for in this trailer is I think Wheel of Time TV show on Amazon has this really unique, weird opportunity to be an adaptation that is actually better than the books. I'm obviously a big believer in books, but I'm also a big movie person. And Wheel of Time, I do think the series as a whole really struggles with editing and plot focus without adding any sort of additional benefit to a slow plot. Like some of the characters really stall in their character growth. Some of the ideas really get stale very quickly. Even tropes develop within the Wheel of Time that are quite famous, right? Like holding skirts and Nynaeve's braid, and like there's definitely, those are the extreme ones, but there's also other things that get tired and old very quickly. All that said, I think the TV show can hone in a little bit more on the important character moments, see the whole series, and really take us to a really interesting place. So that's why Wheel of Time, honestly, is of the recent adaptations, even the Lord of the Rings ones. I love Lord of the Rings. Even the Witcher one, which I really like, The Witcher overall. I think Wheel of Time is my most anticipated TV show. All right, I've not seen this trailer at all. So this is my first time watching with you. Let's go.
Be strong.
Whew, definitely Nynaeve braid. I like that as an intro scene.
The wheel of time turns, and ages come and pass,
Iconic.
leaving memories that become legend. The power inside you. All over the world there are different names for it. But it's one thing. One power. And women who can touch it.
Red
We can take the
Aja.
world.
Okay.
What happens? When pain we face, when heartbreak, the wheel keeps turning. The Dark One is coming for your friends.
The last battle is coming. The only thing that matters.
A little bit of Trollocs there.
Whatever happens now, there's no turning back.
That definitely looks like Blasted Lands. Whoa, a Midral! November 19th, we got a date. I think they might have said that earlier, but is there an end scene or is that the end? Okay, that looks like the end. Wow, okay, so I thought that was awesome. That was better than I was expecting. Some things that jumped out at me immediately is the obvious production value. I mean, we knew that Amazon was putting a ton of money into this and some budgets for release or whatever, but like that is like season 4 or 5 level Game of Thrones. A lot of people don't remember. If you go back and watch season 1 of Game of Thrones, like they were pretty low budget, and they really had to like get by on like some trickery, and the fight scenes were nothing like they were later on, battle scenes, all that kind of stuff. So I think that could be good and bad. Like in the sense of the Game of Thrones, it really forced good writing and a focus on this very interesting story because they didn't have the visuals to back it up. But of course, it's better if you have both. So looking at this, I'm like, wow, really good production value. Like Tar Valon is very like beautiful. The Two Rivers is very gorgeous. Like they shot on location. It's not just like a single set. This is a big production, which is cool. You just hope that they don't lean on that too much to the detriment of some of the other things. Also notice that it seems like Egwene and Rand are further along in their relationship in the film or in the movie than they are in the book. In the book, like they haven't had sex. It looked like they were like post-sex in one of those scenes. So I think that's an interesting dynamic that is going to make them... All right, I accidentally said a spoiler, so I probably cut that out. That's why I didn't say that, but I think that's very interesting that Egwene and Rand, from a story perspective, are closer, like romantically, it seems, than it is in the book. I think that's going to be a cool step. Not a lot of Nynaeve in there, but like we got our first look at Trollocs and the Midral. Both of those things, it seems very specifically they're trying to not be reminiscent of Lord of the Rings. Like the Trollocs, like big horns, like they're really trying to have different features than orcs from Lord of the Rings. The Midral doesn't look a lot like a ring wraith, which really at least in Eye of the World especially, like they're just ring wraiths. At least that was my thought of them. So I think they're doing a good job of like still being fantasy obviously, but not trying to borrow too much from previous adaptations of fantasy works. This has got me pumped. Like this is a great trailer. Very excited about it, and it just seems like a super cool thing. I mean, I was always excited about Wheel of Time, but like this just makes it look that much more exciting. So pumped. Let me know what you think of the trailer down below. Let's talk about it. I'm pumped for Wheel of Time. As always, first in, last out.